Hallo und willkommen. Welcome back to Preplings Mastering German A1. Today's lesson is a game changer. We are learning how to use German verbs and build simple, powerful sentences. If you have ever said, I want to speak German, but where do I begin? This lesson is exactly where you begin. Let's begin with pronouns. Words that replace noun. John is reading. Here John is a noun. When we say he is reading, we replace John with a pronoun. He in this case. German also have pronouns like English. In German, like in English. Pronouns change depending on whether you are talking about one person, it is called singular. Or more than one person. It is plural. Think of singular as talking to or about one person or thing. And plural is when you are talking to or about multiple people or things. Let us start with singular pronouns. The first one is ich, which means I. Ich lerne. I learn. Next is du. You. Du lernst. You learn. Next is er. He. Er lernt. He learns. Next is sie. She. Sie lernt. She learns. Next is es. It. Es lernt. It learns. Now let us see the plural pronouns. Ihr means you all. You guys. Ihr lernt. You all are learning. Wir means we. Wir lernen. We learn. Sie means they. Sie lernen. They are learning. We are left with one pronoun sie. This is different from the two pronouns with the same spelling. S. I. E. The first sie means she or female person. And the second sie means they. Then what is the meaning of third sie? It means you in formal writing. This is usually used for person who is senior official or someone you are not acquainted with. How to identify this sie? The S will always be capital for this sie. Hope it is making sense. If no, rewind the video and make notes. This is very important concept. Let's understand, what is a verb? Most of you will know it, but for a wider audience, let me explain it. A verb is an action word. Something you do, like walking, eating, reading and so on. In German, the infinitive form of verbs usually ends in en. You will hear this word infinitive form many times during your German learning process. It literally means the basic form. We will take a simple analogy to understand it. Let us say, your name is John, given by your parents. But your friends call you Johnny. Your girlfriend calls you Joe. All are correct depending on who is using it. If a stranger asks your name, you will say John, right? So the infinitive form will always be John and not Johnny. Here are a few examples of verb. Gehen. To go. Essen. To eat. Trinken. To drink. Lernen. To learn. Sprechen. To speak. We have more coming up. Hope you are making notes. Building sentences in German. This is one of the most important concepts in German language learning process. So give your 100% attention to it. To create a complete, simple sentence, you need two key elements: the subject and the verb. Of course, there are more elements in complex sentences, but we are focusing on basics now. First, the subject. This is the person or thing performing the action. It can be a noun, like der Mann, which means the man. or a pronoun. Like er, which means he. Next, we have the verb. The verb is the action word that describes what the subject is doing. In German, the verbs typically end in en in their basic form. Some examples include gehen, meaning to go, and lernen, meaning to learn. Now, let's put it all together. The basic sentence structure in German is simple. Subject plus the verb. Here are some examples. Ich gehe, meaning I go. Du lernst, meaning you learn. Er spricht, meaning he speaks. To construct a basic German sentence, start with the subject, followed by the verb. Remember, the verb will change its ending to match the subject. And there you have it. Your first steps to mastering German sentence structure. In German, verbs change their ending based on the subject. This is called conjugation. Do you remember the concept of infinitive forms of the verbs? We needed to understand the verb conjugation. Here are some examples of the verbs in infinitive form. Lernen, gehen, essen. Let us take lernen. It has two parts. A stem, lern, and an ending en. During the verb conjugation, we keep the stem same and just change the ending depending on the subject. It can be a noun or a pronoun. Ich lerne. Here ich is the subject. And lerne is the verb. You will notice that the ending has changed from en to e. Another example with a different subject. Du lernst. Here, the ending has also changed from en to st. We will see more examples with different pronouns. You have understood by now that verbs are conjugated to match the subject of the sentence. Let's break it down with more example verbs like machen, which means to make, gehen, meaning to go, and lernen, meaning to learn. Look at your screen and follow as I explain. For ich, meaning I, the verb ends with e. For example, ich mache, ich gehe, ich lerne. For du, meaning you, in informal singular form, the verb ends with st. Here are examples as seen on your screen. Du machst, du gehst, du lernst. Next is er, sie, or es, meaning he, she, or it. Here, the verb ends with t, for instance. Er macht. Sie geht. Es lernt. For wir, meaning we, the verb ends with en. For instance. Wir machen. Wir gehen. Wir lernen. Ihr, meaning you all, takes t as the ending. For instance. Ihr macht. Ihr geht. Ihr lernt. And finally, sie, which means they. Or sie, the formal you, ends with en. For instance. Sie machen. Sie gehen. Sie lernen. Here's a helpful trick to remember these endings. For singular pronouns, use e, st, and t. For plural, it's en and t. You can remember this sequence with the phrase e, st, t, n, t, n. This matches the order of ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, and sie. That's your quick guide to German verb conjugation. Practice with these rules, and soon it will feel like second nature. In German, verbs are categorized into two main types, regular and irregular. Let's explore how they work. First, we have regular verbs. These verbs follow fixed conjugation patterns. The stem of the verb usually remains the same, and endings are added according to a uniform scheme. For instance, lernen, ich lerne. Du lernst. Er lernt. Meaning, I learn. You learn. He learns. Machen, ich mache. Du machst. Er macht. Meaning. I make. You make. He makes. As you can see, the endings change predictably based on the subject, making regular verbs straightforward to learn. Now, let's talk about irregular verbs. These are a bit trickier. Irregular verbs often change their stem vowel or have unique conjugation forms. This means their patterns don't always follow the same rules and often need to be memorized. For instance, notice how the stem of irregular verbs like sehen changes from sie to sie in some forms. This is a key characteristic of irregular verbs. Sprechen, ich spreche. Du sprichst. Er spricht. Meaning. I speak. You speak. He speaks. Sehen, ich sehe. Du siehst. Er sieht, meaning. I see. You see. He sees. Understanding the distinction between regular and irregular verbs is crucial for forming accurate sentences and mastering the German language. Here is the list of 10 commonly used verbs for beginners. They are easy to learn. Try making some sentences using these verbs. I will read them loud and you repeat after me. Sprechen. Lieben. Sehen. Finden. Lesen. Kommen. Machen. Schreiben. Geben. Sagen. If you notice them carefully and read their meaning, they are quite close to English. Master these verbs first. They appear in nearly every conversation. The full list of 50+ verbs is in your course notes. Here are the 10 sentences for daily practice. They are easy to learn. I will read them loud, and you repeat after me. Later on, you can practice without looking at the video. You need to focus on my pronunciation and try to mimic it. Ich lerne Deutsch. Du gehst zur Schule. Er isst einen Apfel. Wir machen Hausaufgaben. Ihr trinkt Wasser. Sie sprechen Englisch. Ich sehe einen Hund. Du kommst später. Er schreibt einen Brief. Wir lieben Musik. So, finally you can speak ein bisschen, a little, Deutsch. Bonus sentence for you. You can now say, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. It means I speak a little bit of German. Start seeing the benefits in 2 weeks. Start by choosing 5 new verbs from your list and write them down in your practice journal. Next, create one simple sentence with each verb. Use different pronouns for variety. Then, speak each sentence loud 3 times to build muscle memory and boost your confidence. Finally, every Sunday, review all the verbs you've learned that week and create new sentences to reinforce your skills. Stick to this daily practice, and you will see dramatic improvement in just weeks. Let us recap what you have learned today. First, German personal pronouns. Next, what verbs are and how to conjugate them. Next, common verbs every beginner should learn. Finally, a simple daily practice to build confidence in speaking. I hope you have enjoyed the video and understood the concept. I will see you in the next video. By the way, have you tried our live classes? Join us on Preplings.com, where learning is super fun, super structured, and super effective. Courses, quizzes, practice sessions. Everything you need in one place. See you there.